Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Proven Inspiration. I'd like to provide you with training today, and our topic is for sweetly singles. The topic we're going to be looking at today is how to identify the one. All right. Now, there are various theories out there as to whether one particular person exists to whom you should be married. That is not what I'm going to be covering today. However, what I'd like to help you with is how to identify the one that is perfect for you. Perfect, by perfect, I don't mean that they have no flaws, but by perfect, I mean that they are flawed in all the right places. And similarly, your flaws complement them and you're perfect for each other. So you're both flawed, but you're both perfect for each other. So you're one. How to identify your one. It's important to note that when you go about seeking a partner, if that's what you want, perhaps you're looking to be married and you've decided that you want to be in a relationship, before you get onto the whole relationship trail, the whole dating trail, it's important for you to understand who you are as a person, understand your identity. I was reading a book earlier on today by Sean Bowles, and he said that identity attracts identity. So by that, what I understood that to mean is, depending on what your identity is as a person, that's what you're likely to be attracted to. And similarly, in the other person, depending on what their identity is, they're likely to be attracted to you if you share a similar identity. So if, for instance, you find your identity in money, so you're a money person, you're driven by money, you are on the success trail, maybe you're a banker, an investor, something of that sort. And that's how you identify yourself. That's all you know. That's how you identify yourself. You're a person who's interested in money, making money for yourself, making money for other people. More than likely, the person that you'll be attracted to will have similar traits. So it's important that you look at your identity as a person. Where does your identity lie? How do you define yourself? Are you defined by money and material things? Do you find your identity in your family of origin, perhaps? Do you define yourself or find your identity in the people that left in broken relationships? Do you define yourself or find your identity in the experiences of the past, things that happened in childhood, bad things that happened in childhood, more than likely? Is that how you identify yourself? How do you identify yourself? Because the reality and the truth of the matter is, I've said this before, we are all broken in different places. However, it's important that you identify your brokenness and that you put in the work to understand yourself. Put in the work to understand how you think and why you think the way that you do, because the brokenness and the issues that have occurred in your past will definitely influence the way that you process information. If you were someone who was rejected as a child, more than likely in adulthood, when situations come up, you will process yourself through you'll process the information through the lens of rejection. So identifying those issues, those quirks within you, help to prepare you and position you to identify the one. Not that I'm not saying that there's only one person that you should be married to, but what I'm saying is that when you meet that person who's perfect for you, who you can relate to, who shares a similar identity, a similar viewpoint, a similar life view, like a similar way of understanding and dealing with life, when you identify that person, there'll be a click, and based on that click, then you can decide, okay, I'm going to learn more about this person, I'm going to date this person and see where things lead. It's important that whilst you're single, that you really drill down and get to know yourself. Get to know how you identify yourself. What do you get your identity from? If you get your identity from things that are external, from things that are outside yourself, the problem that you will face is if those things move, because money fluctuates. What happens when money leaves? What happens when friends and family leave? You see, so those things are quite fragile. If you have your identity, if your identity is based on things that are external, on status, on material things, you could lose things. What happens to you then? Then what happens then? Who are you without those things? So look for an identity that is solid at its very core. I get my identity from knowing that I am a child of Christ, and that can never change, you know? So I could lose things, I could lose friends, people can come into my life, leave my life. It really doesn't matter because Jesus is constant, and that's where I get my identity from. I'm not saying that you should have your identity in Jesus. He helps, definitely. But investigate, find out for yourself, what is it that you find your identity in, and is it solid enough? Once you've identified that, then when the right person comes into your life, you'll be able to click with that person and think, there's something about that person. There's not just the chemistry, but there's an internal connection, because people place way too much emphasis on chemistry. Chemistry is great, but it's like an internal click within you that you'll get when you meet the right person. And there'll be like, something about this person is different. Something about this person is special. It could be that you share similar identities. It could be that you see life in a similar way. There could be something there to investigate. You just never know. So find out what your identity is in whilst you're single. Get to know yourself. Get to understand yourself, how you are and why you are the way you are. And so when the right person comes along, you'll be well positioned to identify them, and they will be able to identify you. Okay, these are my thoughts for you today. Please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, from my heart to yours, to take it easy. Bye.